Hello everybody, how are you today? I'm out in the garden here and I'm dog sitting in this beautiful garden, so if a Tibetan terrier runs across, that's what it is, so don't jump if he makes an appearance. Okay, so let's take a couple of breaths in and start to center yourself. Few breaths, breathing out, which no longer serves you, and start to calm body, mind and spirit. Now imagine roots growing out of your shoulders and down, past your hips and your knees, down, through your feet and down into the ground below you. Those roots spread out, rooting into some of the plants that are around you, but others continue all the way down until they reach the mineral and crystal pools of the inner earth. Whatever colors you are seeing will be right for you at this time, and your roots are going to drink that energy up and up and up. And those crystal energies travel up your center line into the root chakra, which it swirls around, opens and activates. It continues up to the sacral chakra, swirling around, opening and activating that energy center. Continues up to the solar plexus, which it swirls around, opening and activating that energy center. The energy rises to the heart, which it swirls around, opening and activating that energy center, before traveling up to your throat, opening, activating and swirling around that energy center. Energy rises to the third eye, which it swirls around, opening and activating, and then the energy continues up to the crown, swirling around it, opening and activating it, and then all of that beautiful crystal energy spills back down around you like a fountain, to be drawn up through your feet again and out of the top of your head in a perpetual motion of this particular crystal's healing properties, but also as protection. And now take a couple of breaths in. And today we are going to imagine flying a kite. Now, many of you are aware that I grew up on a little island chain called Bermuda. And every Good Friday, we make kites and we would fly them as a symbol of the crucifixion. Think of your bog standard diamond-shaped kite with the cross of wood rising up into the sky. But we got a bit more adventurous. We made kites called Bermuda hummers. And this is one that me and my father made. It has the cross on it. It is made out of wood, string, glue and tissue paper. Not sure if the light's shining. That's me about 7 or 8, so that would have been 88, something like that. 80, actually way before that. That would have been 78. Check those flares that I've got on. And every year in Bermuda they make these kites, and then the kids fly them. The big hotel chains make huge 6-foot ones of these. About 10 men flying them, and they have competitions. The dog's going to be barking soon. I'm just going to warn you that now. So we are going to fly a kite today. So I want you to breathe in, and I want you to imagine you're in a nice wide open space on a hillside. Your kite is on the ground in front of you. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a tail to this kite. We do this to help them fly a little bit better, and we would actually be cutting up old pillowcases and sheets. And where we would tie the knots, we're going to put a feather into this, and then we're going to launch our kite and fly it. And the feathers, your wishes, will blow away. And then be sent out into the world for healing and nourishment and positivity. So first of all, we're going to draw the Honshad Seishoten, this Japanese kanji, is a distant healing symbol. And we're going to send this out with our video for the future, so that everybody who comes to watch this can enjoy this. And you don't have to do this on Easter. It can be done whenever you have wishes or intentions to send out. Take a couple of breaths in and start looking at your kite. Is it a diamond-shaped kite? Is it a hexagonal or an octagonal shaped kite? Is it a box kite? Or is it one of these really fancy kites in the shapes of dragons or ships? Whatever your kite is made of and the shape it is in, it will work. But we need to make a tail. We need to steady the kite as it flies. So as I draw some Reiki symbols into you and do a little bit of a clearance, I want you to have a little think about your wishes. And you're going to do one wish for you, one wish for your friends and your family, and another one for the world. Have a little think about those as I draw the chokore. And I'm going to draw a Reiki Seikam symbol. First of all, I do a double chokore for Reiki Seikam. And then a symbol called Mara, which looks like two hockey sticks crossing with a coil down the middle. And that symbol means abundance. And then we draw the chokores again to seal it in. So now, in your imagination, somebody is going to bring around an old pillowcase. You're going to take your scissors now and you're going to cut a couple of strips. You're going to straighten them out a little bit. And then you're going to attach your first piece of tail. Someone brings some string around for you to tie it on, because we are not using metal anywhere in a kite. Health and safety. So you can puncture a little hole in your material, a little hole, tie the thread in and attach it to your kite. Get to run your hand down to the end, the middle, and you're going to now tie another piece to it. And where you make the knot, you're going to set your intention and tie your feather into this, your wish for you. And I am using peacock feathers because I didn't want to ruin my eagle feathers. Tie it up nice and firm. Just turn that around so you can see it and feel it. Your intention for yourself, your wish. Really feel that energy coming out of your solar plexus. And now you're just going to take your hand down to the end and you're going to tie another piece to this. You're going to pick up your next feather, and this is your intention for your friends and your family. Summoning that energy from the solar plexus and tying in this wish. Tying it up tightly. Another beautiful wish for those that you love. Now you're going to make another knot, running it through your hands, picking up another little piece of your pillowcase. And you're going to tie another knot and put your last wish in, your last feather. And this is your wish for humanity, for the world. Comes the dog. Summoning that energy from your solar plexus. Check the knots, pull them, tighten them a little bit. And then you are ready. So I want you now to imagine your spirit guide materializing. Don't worry if you don't know who they are or if you don't see them properly. Just trust that they are there. And this guide is going to pick up this kite, holding it by one of the sticks behind. You are going to pick up your ball of string and you're going to start unwinding it and walking backwards. And when there's a nice long space between you, your spirit guide is going to launch the kite into the sky. And the tail flutters with your wishes and your kite rises up and up and up. The tail blowing in the breeze, and you walk backwards, adjusting and tugging a little bit as your kite rises higher and higher and higher. Feel the joy in your inner child as you fly this kite with your beautiful wishes. And I want you to think how high you have climbed this whole last year. What difficulties did you get through? What difficulties did you help others through? And what do you still need to go through? Positive, be a half glass full person. We are told that our guides do not give us anything we cannot handle, even if it feels like a surmountable mountain to climb. Keep tugging, letting out your string as you need to, as your beautiful kite flies and dips with the warm and cold air currents. Think about that wish for yourself. Chokore. Mara. Chokore. Keep unwinding the string, tugging a little bit if you need to get it up higher. As you see your second wish, and you think about your second wish for your friends and your family. Chokore. Mara. Chokore. Now again, you let the string out. You tug to help the kite rise. And then you catch a sight of your third wish. Your wish for humanity in the world. Chokore. Mara. Chokore. Look how this flight dips and soars and fluctuates with the wind thermals and the breezes. This is how our lives are. Ebbing and flowing, rising and falling, crashing and diving and rising again. Up and down, up and down. That is life. And you will soar, you will fly, you will manage. And now we are going to take some scissors and we're going to snip, and your kite is going to fly off, your gifts, your wishes for the world and your friends and yourself, taking flight, rising higher and higher and higher up to where the angels live, up to where the clouds are. And you watch your kite as it rises and drifts away. And I want you now to place your hands over your heart and your solar plexus. And I want you to say after me, so be it, and so it is. So be it, and so it is. So be it, and so it is. Take a breath in. And as you look up, your kite finally disappears into the clouds, into the heavens where your wishes have been noted and set. Now, we need to ground again after this video, so bring your eyes to the earth now. Your kite has gone and you can't see it, and I want you to focus on a tree. And I want you to cast your eyes down the trunk. And when your eyes meet the ground, your roots start to grow out of you, downwards, back into those crystals. Take a couple of breaths in and relax now, knowing that your wishes and intentions are out there. Your gift to the world this Easter or at any other time. Now I'm just going to start the countdown for the end of the video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.